Good morning. I'm just gonna put myself on mute because I see it looks like I'm the only one here so far.
Yeah, no problem. Give people about 10 more minutes or so.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna hang out with my thing off.
Okay, sounds good.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for
Hi.
being here. We'll
You're
give
welcome.
people a few more minutes to get logged in. We'll go ahead and get started, and if people trickle in, then that would be fine. But I just want to kind of get into the content and get us working and building our liquid syllabi. So my name is Serena Collier. I'm a faculty in the English department. I teach mostly online, but I teach at two colleges. So I teach in person and online, mostly English 101 and 205. And I've been using and learning about liquid syllabi for maybe 5 or 6 years now, and just kind of experimenting with Google Sites and learning a bit more about how to use it and ways to use it. And I actually use it in my classroom now. So the students create a digital essay where they write an essay and then they created a Google site to present their essay. And so that's been kind of a fun thing for them to learn. And so I think as we gain more familiarity with Google Sites, and that might be something that kind of bleeds into our instruction as well. That's my hope, maybe. So just to give you the opportunity, you don't have to, but if you'd like to introduce yourself and kind of where you teach and what I'm curious, kind of like where you are as far as your awareness of a liquid syllabi or your desire to build one. Oh, Elizabeth, I think you're muted right now.
Okay, there I am.
Yeah.
I teach at City College also, but humanities, and I've been teaching online for quite a while also, and I've always been curious about the liquid syllabus. And one thing, and hopefully you can answer this for me, I've been confused about with Google Docs is I don't really want them to have my personal Gmail, so how you use Google Docs without using your personal Gmail for Google Docs. Generally, I really like the Canvas format, and I have all my instructional materials there with following the accessibility rules and so forth. So probably going to largely still keep what structure I have in the Canvas modules, but I like the accessibility of the liquid syllabus, so I'm hoping to learn that.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks.
I am Justin Bigley. I work over in professional learning with Marco, and I am not an instructor, but I do a support role for the faculty and the events that we have down here. And this is one of the events, so I'm attending in support of it.
Thanks. So yeah, the Google Docs question I think is a good one. There this program is Google Sites is the program that we use for the liquid syllabus. So that's what we're going to try to jump on today. And for that program, when you publish a website, they're not, it looks like a regular website. So they don't have access to the Gmail. But as far as Google Docs, if you're trying to share a Google document with your students, yes, then they do end up seeing your Gmail. So an alternative approach would be to create like a work Gmail and just use your Google Docs on that. So if they see that, maybe it's linked up to that. And if you are worried about them emailing you and not seeing that, there is a way in Gmail to set up that messages can be forwarded. So if you're worried like, oh, now my students are going to email me at this Gmail that I created for work that I don't actually check, you can have your emails forwarded to your SDCCU account, I mean SDCCD account, email account. So that's a possibility, and I can look over that with you if you'd like. So I'm going to actually start by sharing our the liquid syllabus link, and I'm going to drop that in the chat as well. Okay, so this link that I just put in the chat, what we're looking at here is a website that I created to go over the liquid syllabus content. And so in this website, this is a great resource for you. So definitely bookmark this and save this. It kind of just discusses the purpose of a liquid syllabus and some of the background information. And you can see here that there's no information here about my specific Gmail account. So you wouldn't see that here. You will see it a little bit later, but it's not on this page here. So just a quick overview of what is a liquid syllabus. So the syllabus, we all know we all use it and we have to use it, and we all kind of structure our syllabi a bit differently. So some of us put a lot of information, some of us try to kind of be a little bit bare with our syllabus. I've gotten to the point now, and I'll give you a view of mine as well, but I use mine as not just a syllabus, but as a class website. And so it's actually an additional resource that I can use for my students. So anytime we have a project that we're working on, like a different essay, they can go to the syllabus and there's a different page for all of our projects. And so it kind of became this informational hub for students that's helpful for them to resource, because sometimes when we're looking through Canvas, everything can get kind of mixed. We're looking for where were the student services and what was back in module 1. And so this is what I use as a resource for my students to kind of find all of our course information to supplement what is presented in Canvas. So a syllabus, a liquid syllabus has a couple different aspects to it. So not only is it something that's created digitally, ideally as a website that students can use and access on their phones, but it's also kind of a different approach to how we construct our syllabus. So I explain here that so often our syllabi is don't do this, no eating, no drinking, no late work, a list of no's. And so the approach of a liquid syllabus, the idea is to be more accessible and kind of a more friendly approach to our syllabus. And so looking at something that has colors and links and maybe even a video of you or pictures is a more welcoming message than here's a 5-page document printed on Microsoft Word that you can read all about. And so especially since our students are so tech savvy now, and they're looking for a lot more interaction. They're looking for visuals, and they're not as text heavy in their research and their information. I think that a liquid syllabus provides a good balance of being able to be visually enhancing and then also still present the information that we need to. So there's information here from a researcher that discusses liquid syllabi. So definitely go back and look at this. I originally constructed this to be a 2-hour workshop. And so in that case, I would have gone over some of the research and information. But because we only have an hour, I kind of want to skim through some of this a bit quicker and get to the actual syllabus building so we can kind of play around with that. And I'm happy to help you with that. And if you wanted to screen share. So again, a liquid syllabus is meant to be flexible, adjustable, and accommodating student needs. It's typically a website, but it could be any kind of digital presentation. I found that Google Sites is the easiest. Just like all Google programs, it tends to be a bit user-friendly. And so when I say we're going to build a website, that seems really scary to a lot of people because they think code and HTML and all of this. And Google has made a very, very easy way to use Google Sites. And so that's what we'll be using for this as well. I asked, is there an app for that? So in this, unfortunately, there's not a friendly app for Google Sites, which is why in the description they said, please use your computer. You cannot edit Google Sites currently on a phone or a tablet. And so hopefully that's something that they develop and build. But at this time, Google Sites is only editable on a computer. Once you publish your website, anybody can view it from any device. And so one of the benefits of this is I have this as a website. And so then I tell my students I create a QR code at the beginning of the semester and hang it on the whiteboard the first few classes and say, scan this with your phone. It links to our Google syllabus, and then you just bookmark it. That way you have it all the time. And so if students are on the go and they have a question, then they can just pull up the website on their phones. But unfortunately, on our side, we can't access the editing features on that. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube on how to use Google Sites. So if you have questions beyond what's covered in this presentation, definitely go up and you can look up, how do I add a video to Google Sites, and it will talk you through that. So I have a few examples of what a liquid syllabus might look like. And this is from, again, the researcher Michelle Brock. She has a great source of information on how to create a liquid syllabus. And she even created a Canvas shell that walks you through step by step. So that's linked here for you if that's a resource that you'd like to use. And so these are, I have my example, and then I have some other examples that were from her website and her shell. So just to show you around what this might look like. Oops, mine isn't working. Sorry, I'll have to go back to that. So here's one. And so this is an ethnic studies syllabus. And you see that there are several pages here. So in your syllabus, you can have separate pages. So just like when we're constructing Canvas or we're looking at our city college websites, there's kind of a limited amount of text. It's not like a scroll, 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 right? So when we walk through students in our Canvas shell, we don't have one long page with all the information. We have a little bit of information, and then the next page, we have a little bit more information. And so it builds on pages. And so this is an option on Google Sites to have different pages so that you kind of break up the text. So if I scroll down, you'll see it doesn't actually scroll all that far because most of the information is on separate pages. So this instructor has pictures, has colors, has different a video, different fonts. And so this is what I mean by we're using this as a way to make our syllabus more enhanced and more visually appealing for students. This has just naturally kind of a more friendly feel than a regular document, Word document syllabus. So using things that show also student representation are really important. And so for this student, for this class, it's Chicanx experience. And so you see that even the visuals are matching that. So it's almost like you get to display more of a theme with your syllabus. So this instructor starts with a letter to the student. They have a video here of themselves, which I definitely encourage you do to just enhance your syllabus and help your students be able to see you and interact with you. And then they have some videos here about their teaching philosophy, the format of the class, and then their grading policy, contact information, and an about me. So this is just a warm introduction to the class. We don't really have a lot of content here yet. And then here on their pages, they give important answers to important questions. They have attendance participation. They have a student community agreement here. And so you can put as much or as little as you would like on this, just like in your other traditional syllabus. Just looking at maybe one more introduction to linguistics. Similar, they have a picture here that makes for a very welcoming presence when students first see that. They can have different sections emphasized by color. So if you're really trying to emphasize a certain aspect of your course, you can do that. You can use different colored fonts, pictures, videos, and this just kind of enhances that student experience. She also uses buttons here, which is something you can do, and so that helps navigate. So sometimes students miss the toggle, especially on the phone, because it's just 3 lines in the corner. And so they miss that there are different pages. And so that's another option as well, that you could add buttons to your page that link to the pages in the course. So you can see they have the same essentials, goals, resources, essentials, goals, resources. You can click on that and it will take you to a different page. So we'll kind of look at some of those features in Google Sites today. I did want to show you mine. So let me just stop sharing real quick and pull mine up so that you can get a preview of how I do it with our college.
Can I just ask you a quick question while you're pulling that up? So if you teach multiple classes, do you have 5 different websites or how does that work?
Yes, great question. I do, yeah. So I'm actually teaching 3 of the same course, 3 sections of the same course. And so I have a syllabus that's prepared, and then you can copy that entire Google site and make a copy of it. And then I do that and I just change the course number. But that way every course has its own syllabus. I have seen a website. I have seen some professors who have one website and you can click through their different syllabi within their website. So if you're teaching a bunch of different courses, maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 different courses of, different numbers, what you could do essentially is create your own instructor website where you have your contact information, your office hours, and personal about me. And then maybe you have a link to, for this class, for English 101, go to this website and it can send you to your other website. So you kind of have a website linked within a website. So that is possible as well. Okay, so here's my Canvas shell. And so I have a button here for my syllabus. And so they can click on that. And here's my syllabus for this semester. And so I have a video, I have an image that just helps me keep my classes clear of which one is which as well. I have information about our supplemental instructor in here. And I kind of go over a brief overview of the course, important dates. And then here I have all my different sections. So as I mentioned, I use mine more as a course website. So I do have my SLOs and grading, but then I also have pages specific to each project that we do. So when my students are working on project 1 throughout Canvas, I continue referring them back to our syllabus. And in our syllabus, I have the assignment and all the different steps that we would go through our assignment in. And so then every week we're like, okay, we're on step 2 now. Let's go back to our syllabus. So I continue redirecting them to this. And I find that this is more accessible because some students don't use Canvas on their phones as easily, or they get lost in the modules. They have a module for every week. And so I found that students can get really mixed up and say, well, what module page was that? Where do I find this? And so having all of it on one website that they can access on their phones or on their iPads as they're on the go, I think is really helpful because if they have a question, they can just jump back to the website and verify the word count or look through how many sources they need to have. And then I have student support services on here as well. And kind of a fun feature on this is if you're using Google Docs, you can embed images and links to your Google site. So I have a course calendar, and this is created in Google Docs, but it's linked here. So as they're scrolling, they can scroll through the Google Doc on the website. And so I can just link my Google Doc here, and they still don't have access to my Gmail here. And then they can also download this from here as well. They can open it up and download it. So just to give a preview of that. So again, how does this benefit our students? We kind of talked a little bit about this. A liquid syllabus that sets the tone. It humanizes the instructor, putting pictures and videos and kind of more of a colorful representation of you as an instructor or of your class, I think sets a more friendly tone than what we are limited to in Canvas. It shows your students you've taken the time to think about them, welcome them ahead of time. And so this point here is the benefit of a liquid syllabus, especially in our district, is that students do not have access to our Canvas shells until the first day of the semester. And so for students who might be new to college or are still kind of getting used to balancing different classes, what I like to do is a week before the semester starts, I send them a welcome message. And so I go into my SDCCD and I pull up their emails and I send them an email from my work email. And I say, hey, this isn't me, I'm your instructor. And then I include a link to our syllabus. And because it's a website, they can access it before the semester and like in Canvas. So they can actually preview our website beforehand. They can look through some of the projects and then I have an email with questions. And so that's another benefit to having a liquid syllabus. And you could do the same with attaching a Word document syllabus. But again, I think just that ease of approach of not having to download a Word document, or if it's a Google Doc and they don't have Google Docs or compatibility issues, the website is pretty universal. So just a quick check-in. And I have this here as an editing site. So this is the website here. If I, from my Google account, click this image, edit this page, I can edit this. You won't see this feature on yours, but because I'm logged into my Gmail, I can actually click this and edit the site that we're talking about right now. So this is the back end, and we'll look at this in just a minute. But what are some benefits that you anticipate in using a liquid syllabus? And so if there's anything that we want to add here, I'd love to hear any kind of benefits you're thinking or why you might be thinking about using a liquid syllabus.
It's nice to be able to incorporate your little videos and get it out to students before the semester starts. I think that's a big point for me. I do the more traditional welcome letter and syllabus, and I agree the syllabus gets long.
Great.
That's also kind of a question I have, though, is it looks like you do, but even today we just got another email about put this in your syllabus about financial aid and academic progress, right? And so what I found is just putting the required stuff, the course outline, all of these things that we keep getting updates, be sure to put lactation in, be sure to put pregnancy in, be sure to put, it makes the syllabus very long. And I don't see why that would make your liquid syllabus any shorter.
Yeah, so that's a great point. We do get a lot of those emails of here, you can add this wording. And so when we look through, I'll show this a little bit more, but just to jump ahead here in pages,
Uh-huh.
there are different pages that you can add throughout this. So for this one class, for this professional development, it's one page, but on my student syllabi, there are various pages. And so you can add a student resource pages and just add it on there and republish your website, and it's automatically live. And so you can add things to it throughout the semester, where if you have like a Word document or a Google Doc for your syllabus, you kind of have to reformat your pages or it gets longer and the headings get thrown off. And so it is really easy to add this. And because you have different pages, it doesn't make it seem like you're lengthening the document. Because yeah, sometimes it can get 10 pages, 12 pages long. Yeah, those are great
Have
points.
you checked this for the ADA though?
Um, yeah, it would use the same, like if students are using screen readers for websites, it would use
Uh-huh.
the same kind of screen reading um, technology because it's published as a website.
Yeah, but I mean like the color and fonts and so for me,
Mhm.
as I'm older, I'm a little visually impaired, and so like I've obviously we're looking at this in Zoom, but it is tiny text. Like I'm like, okay, that's nice, but even with reading glasses, I can't see your text under check-in because it's just too dang small.
Oh, yeah, and you can increase that on your site. On your side, there we go. So what
So
I just did is I just zoomed
students
in.
can hit the view, make it a bigger view.
Yes. Yeah. And that's another benefit now that you bring that up, that students who may have a hard time reading our 12-point font document, and they zoom in, they can actually do that on the website as well. And when you're reading it on a phone, it kind of elongates the text as well. So when you're on Google Sites here and you're building a site, you can preview it. And so there's a button here that says preview. And you can see this is what it would look like on a website. And then down here, it shows this is what it would look like on a tablet. And this is what it would look like on a phone. And so you can just kind of preview what would that look like for my students if they were seeing it on a phone. And so that kind of just gives you an insight of sometimes headings are off or images are off or things look really funky. And so by viewing it on a phone or on a tablet, you can adjust your wording as needed. Yeah, great questions. Thanks. So just to go back to our syllabus, that our link that we were looking at, the non-editing page. So this is again the link that is on in the chat. And so I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. We did some check-in here. And then how do I get started? This is kind of the big question as we've looked at syllabi and we've studied how to use it or why we might use it. And so I think a lot of faculty are stuck on, how do I get started? It seems really overwhelming to build a whole syllabus on your own and a website. And how can we, navigate that together? And so what I did is I created a template for a liquid syllabus specific to San Diego City College that any instructor can use, make a copy of themselves, and then edit for their own class. So I'd like to share that with you here. And so you can either access it by going to the chat and going to the link that I put in, which sends you to this page we're looking at now, or where it says click here to obtain my template. I'm going to add this link into the chat as well. And so what you're going to do, let me show you through first before you do this. What you're going to do is you're going to click this link and it opens up. I just did this just to make sure this was still working this morning, but this is going to open up a liquid syllabus template for you. And this is where you start seeing like my specific Gmail. And so this is where like you wouldn't do this with students necessarily, or if you did want to share templates with them, I would recommend creating your own Gmail for work if you don't want to share your personal Gmail. But anytime you go into like the back end, that's when they're going to start seeing, and you're sharing that with students, that's when they're going to start seeing your Gmail. So here, I'm just sharing this with you, my liquid syllabus template. What you're going to do is you're going to go to these 3 dots in the corner and you're going to make a copy. So if you click on this, you cannot edit it. But if you make your own copy, it's going to open it up and it's going to say, here's creating your copy for your own Google Sites. And so when you go into your Google Drive, you're going to see this template. And now that you've made your own copy, this is editable for you. So let me show you what that looks like. Click on this. And here is your template. So I'm providing this for everybody that they can go in and adjust and change whatever you would like. And then once you make a copy, you own this. This is in your own Google Drive. And so then you don't need to recopy or anything. No one else is going to see it. I'm not going to have access to your copy. Your colleagues won't have access to your copy. It just goes into your own Google Drive. And so from here, once you have a template, you can just go in and copy and paste, and you're welcome to start from scratch and be more creative. But if you're just like, I just want to get this started and just see how this goes, it might be a good tool to just fill in the blanks first and just kind of start getting familiar with Google Sites. So you would input your course name here. You just click on it, and where it says course name, you would just type in your course name. Here's the semester. You can type in that, fill in your semester. I even have up here your course name and your CRN, so you can put that in there. That way I keep my CRNs on that. That way I can keep track of which one is which, because I will have multiple sections of the same course. There is welcome. You can add your information here. You click this plus sign to add a video, or so you can either have a YouTube video or an image. What I like to do when I do videos is I like to put them into YouTube and link them here, because YouTube will auto caption the videos. And so that way, when they're watching your video on your website, it's already captioned. So what I'll do is I'll upload my video into YouTube. I have a Mac, so I use QuickTime, make my video, upload it to YouTube, and then I link my YouTube video onto my website. And then here you can add this, and then you can delete this later. How this course works, you can add your own welcome message and just type it. And if you already have a lot of this on your syllabus, you can go into your Google Doc and just copy and paste this information into this website. How to be successful in this course, required materials, and you can delete this at any parts of this at any time. Again, if you edit this, this is your copy, so it's not going to impact my draft or anyone else's draft. So let's say you don't want to include the learning pack because you don't already have that and you want to work on that later. You can select this section and put a blue box around the whole section, and you can click the trash can to delete it. And I'm just going to press undo to put that back. But you can delete any of these whole sections if you decide you don't want to have those. And then I have an about me section, and then your contact, which is similar to my format, contact information and important dates. If you go to pages here on the right, this is where you're going to see the different pages I currently have embedded in this website. If you decide you don't want to have your assignments on here, you can go click these three dots and you can delete this page. So at any time, if you don't want to have these pages, you can delete them, but they are preset in this template. So if you go to course description SLOs, here's a second page that I've created a template for, and you can add your course description, add your learning objectives. It even has in the footer here, your name, your course, and your email, and that would go onto all of the pages for you. If you have an AI policy, there's some information here about that you can fill in. What constitutes as AI, be clear about what kind of AI you're talking about, and then your guidelines on how or if students are able to use AI. There's a page already set here for your assignments if you choose to add those in under your course syllabus. A page here for your grading to add your grading philosophy and policy if you choose to. I also put a few images here and there, but you're welcome to change these or add more images as you go. Course guidelines, if you have specific policies that you want to highlight, and these are just kind of some of the general policies. If you're an online class, you can delete this food and drinks and maybe adjust that to something else. But again, this is just a template that should work for all fields and all classes. And then a page for campus resources for you that's already uploaded with DFPF contact information, the English Center, student support services, and health and wellness. And if there are other sources that you want to add to this, you're welcome to, or delete, you're welcome to, but these are already pre-added for you with hyperlinks so that you don't have to adjust this page if you don't want to, and it's already included on your syllabus. So once you create your syllabus and you have it the way you want to, you would click publish up here and click publish. Sorry, this one was already published. So you're going to click publish, and when you do that, it's going to give you a prompt to choose a URL. And so you can put, your name, your course, the semester. You can adjust that to say kind of whatever you'd like. It's free. So it will have this sites.google.com / and then your customized URL. If you decide that you want Serena Collier citycollege.com, I would have to buy that domain and then I can actually link it to my Google sites. So you're welcome to do that, but we don't really need to buy that. I don't think students find that they can see that it's a Google site. And so once you updated that, you can just click publish, choose your URL domain and publish it. And then when you're ready to share with students, up here in the top right says copy published site link. If you click this, here's the link that you're going to give to your students. You just copy link and then you send that to them and they have immediate access to your website as long as it's been published. Anytime you make changes, you would just republish those and then they would see those changes pretty automatically. Okay, so that was a lot. Any questions before we kind of go through this together? That was just a preview.
Are you going to make the video available? Because I have a lot of stuff I need to do and I'm not going to be able to follow up in the moment for too long. So I'd like to have the video so that
this is being recorded, and so Marco will be able to share that. I also did include a video that's Google Sites tutorial, so it walks you through different programs on the Google Sites. This video, I have to check that video and update that for you. The biggest question that a lot of us have with Google Sites is how do we make this accessible to our dean? Because our deans request, at least at our college, they request a PDF document of our Google site, which is not easy to do. It's not just an easy, here, I can send you my website for my syllabus. So this talks you through how to submit your syllabus to your dean as a PDF. And so essentially what you have to do is you have to go and download every page. So if you have 6 pages on your website, you would download each page and then put those PDFs together and send that PDF to your dean. And so I'll double check the access of this video. This video was linked on how to do that. Okay, so it's still there. It's just the preview is not working for some reason. But this walks you through how to save your syllabus as a PDF as well. And then I have a few resources here at the end, which is the website that a lot of the research information came from. This scholar is really well known on researching about Google Sites and Liquid Syllabus and the benefits to that as an equity source. And then this is the teaching resource on how to use it with a template. So, are there any like specific questions? Let me see. Okay, any specific questions so far before I show around Google Sites a bit more?
I'm good for the moment.
Okay. Okay. So you can do this now or you can do it on your own time. But this website here, again, is the professional development site that shares the information and research behind this. And then when you click here to obtain your template, it talks you through step by step how to make your own, how to download that template onto your Google Drive, and then information on how to share your liquid syllabus. So I'm going to go back to Google Sites and just show you around a little bit of some of the features. So this is a copy, so this should not be altering the template that I provided to you guys. Let me just double check there. You can see on the back end, I have several of my course websites here. Yes, this is just the template. Okay. So here, if you wanted to start from scratch, you are welcome to do that. You would go to Google Sites and it has blank site here and you could start completely from scratch. And so this gives you just a blank page. It doesn't give you any additional pages, but that's why he created the template for you so that it's just really easy to fill in the blanks, copy and paste your current syllabus. And this is even something you can do now, even though we're, a few weeks into the semester. It's not too late and you don't have to say, oh, okay, I'll wait till next year because you already have a syllabus. And so really it's just a matter of copying and pasting your information into this website, choosing to add pictures and videos if you decide to, and then sharing this with your students. And so you could definitely copy and paste your content and say, oh, here's our updated syllabus. And now it's more accessible and save it on your phones. So if you wanted to make your own, then you would go to a blank site here and you can edit your page title. Images here, if you click and upload an image, that's how some of the examples we saw had like a picture or a custom image on here. So you can go to Google and download a free image, or if you have your own images that you want to include, you're welcome to do that. And this is where it really gets to customizing for your class. So if you have a specific focus for your class, or maybe, it's focused like Chicana literature and you want it to be representative of that culture, then this is how you can really enhance it and customize that. If you're going to add a text box right here, it says text box, you click it and it adds that. And so maybe this is your welcome page. And so you just want a heading that says hello. So you can type that in and then you can click here for your section colors and you can change the color of that section. So a lot of people put their headings in one color and then text boxes in a different color. You can select that and select it, make it a title, and it changes the formatting. Click to add another text box, and here's where you would insert your welcome message. Here's where you can edit your text, edit the size, the font. You can add hyperlinks here. So if you're trying to link something, let's say that you say something like, here's our textbook, and you have it linked to your digital textbook, you can hyperlink it here and just add the link to your textbook, apply it, and it will be hyperlinked for your students directly from the website. So you can add links here and some different features as well as far as formatting are all here. If you want to add a picture, you can add images from your desktop here. or you can find a Google image and add those through here. They also have content blocks. So if you like something that's a little bit more formatted, you can click this in. And then you can just click to add the picture, either upload or select an image. It'll send you to like a Google Images. So let's say a welcome image. And then I have a series of images here. I can just click one and it will add it right into my picture. Oop, that one didn't work. Sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. And so now my image is added here. It already presets a heading and a text body. So these features are here as well. Some of the more advanced features to play around with are collapsible groups. Like if you wanted to have a frequently asked questions and maybe you have different questions with drop-down menus, that's available. An image carousel. This is really fun if you have 3 or 4 images and then it has the little dots on the bottom to signify that students can scroll through the images to see different images that you embed here. We talked about buttons. If you have different pages, you can add a button. You do need to have other pages to link it to. So let me show you what that would look like. If you go to pages and here's your home, let's say you're going to add another page, just click new page. And let's say this is our SLOs. Click done. Here's another page. The downfall of having all these different pages is you do have to kind of customize every page one at a time. So that's nice. You can have different images on each page, but it does take a little bit of time, which is why if you wanted to use it this semester, the template is ready for you and it has a picture of San Diego City College on every page already. But if this is something you're going to work on this summer, then you can build your own page or customize your template and you can change the picture on every single page if you wanted to. So here's my SLO page. I'm going to go back to home and I'm going to say I want to add buttons. So I'm going to go to insert, scroll down, and I'm going to add a button here. Maybe I want to add a button for every page that I have, so it's a little bit easier for my students to navigate. And then when you click link, it will drop down to all the different pages that you have already created. So right now I only have one page that's here. If I click that, it automatically links it to that page. Click insert, and here's my button. And so at the bottom of my page, when my students see this, they can click on it and it will automatically take them to the page. So they don't have to use the side drop-down navigation. There's other things here, dividers and spacers. Again, YouTube videos. You can link calendars if you have a shared Google Calendar for your course. This is how you can add in a Google Doc or a Google Slide, Google Sheet, Google Form, Google Chart. So any of those that you're using in your instruction, you can also embed into your website. And if you go to themes here on the right, this is where you can customize your theme. They do have custom themes if you really want to get into those, or imported themes that you can find online. I like to use these because they're just kind of simple and easy to use. And so if you want to change the look of your page, you can click it and it will reformat the design of your page, and it will even align all of your colors to be the same. So you can choose that depending on your personal preference, or look through the themes. They all have a little bit of a different structure. So here you'll see the different pages end up on the top in this one, where in some of them, they're a little less noticeable on the top. Okay. And again, if you just click this preview at any time, you can preview what it would look like so far on a website. You can preview what it would look like on a phone and on the tablet. So here, this is what I was talking about. Sometimes students miss this and they don't realize that there are multiple pages. And so that would be the benefit of putting your buttons on the bottom, because then it shows, hey, there's different pages here. They can click on that and it will take them to the SLOs page. Okay. Any questions or anything that you want to see as far as Google Sites on how to get started?
I had a question. Can you go over like how you added the text next to the photo again? I was trying to replicate what you were doing.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was going a little fast here. Yeah, so if you have your text box, you can either have a pre-formatted block here that adds a picture and a text box, or you can just insert your own text box right here. So you click text box and it inserts it, and then you just type right into it.
Okay, because when I'm clicking it, it's just making a new section. It's not letting me put it next to the image.
Yeah, so it will default here. And so then there are these little buttons on the top, and you can drag this around. And sorry, I forgot to mention that. So you can
Oh,
actually
okay,
move
there you
it
go.
like next to the image or on the other side or under. And so you can move these around however you'd like. You can lock it under the image like a caption, or you can select just the text and move it around.
Perfect. That answered my question.
Okay, great. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that.
So you know what would be great is to actually have this in a lab and do it hands-on with somebody who can field questions like that as they come up because I mean it's great to have the video, but you probably would get more people doing it if you just have a hands-on lab.
Yeah, I actually during professional development week, I did offer it on Friday in person. And so, people don't really want to come on a Friday, so that was a little tough to offer. And so that's why we did it on Zoom this time. But yeah, I would at any time if you would like some help, I'd be happy to jump on Zoom with you, or we can open up like a lab session
Okay.
and help with those.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll. Oh, okay. Have a great weekend if I don't see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. I actually wanted to go, but I had conflicts because now everybody's scheduling everything on Friday. Yeah, thanks for the offer.
Yes, yeah, anytime. And so now, again, like I said, now that I've become more comfortable with this, I actually assign this for my students. And so it's easier in our in-person classes when I can tell everybody, bring a computer or work on, in the lab or schedule a lab session. But also have this online. And so I have made a video similar to what I've done here, where I've showed all the different features for students, and then they can rewind and pause it and kind of play around with it themselves. And so they actually, what they do is kind of like what I'm explaining to you guys, that if you already have a syllabus in Word, you can just copy and paste your sections. And so what I do with my students is they construct their essay in a Google Doc. And then once their essay has been revised and peer edited, then they take your paragraph section by section and they copy and paste it into a Google site. And so now when they're asked for like a portfolio piece of their writing or an example of their writing, they can say, oh, here's this digital website, this digital essay that I created. So once you get familiar with the program, it's actually fairly easy to use. It just takes some time playing around. And then this is something that you can use in your classes as well. Is there any other things that you want me to show in the last few minutes we have?
I'm good, thanks. I'm just gonna enjoy playing around with it when I have the
Awesome.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, the template is here. If you ever just want to use that and kind of copy and paste it, you get your template. You make your own copy, and then you can go back and edit and revise that as needed. I'm gonna fix that because I think I changed that. And so that is available and a little bit easier to just get started if that's comfortable for you. But I really like playing around with it, and I like being able to kind of change things and customize it, especially to my specific class, because we have like different focuses in my classes. And so I like to be able to customize it for that specific class.
Yeah, I would probably continue to do both, keep the regular PDF in my Canvas shell and then have a link so that it's accessible for people with different styles of learning, but I see that it definitely would be good for a lot of students.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and unfortunately, Google Sites does not offer the QR code. But what I do is I use Canva. And Canva, we get free access to the Pro with their educator email. And so you can use Canva, Canva.com, and they have a QR code generator there. There are other websites that do it, but sometimes they'll say like, this QR code is good for 14 days and then it expires unless you pay. So Canvas seemed to me to be one of the easier ones to use. And I'll make like a little code and I'll bring that to class and I'll just hang it up on the whiteboard. So if anybody's like, I lost my syllabus or I can't find it, then they can just scan the QR code with their phone. And then my syllabus is linked to Canvas. And so when I say I have that syllabus page on Canvas. I just have the hyperlink. And then on my homepage, I have a button that says syllabus and it's hyperlinked to my website. So then it's easy also because I used to use PDFs. That way students or things wouldn't change, or if they printed it, the format wouldn't get messed up. But then that becomes an accessibility issue because PDFs aren't as accessible for screen readers as Google Docs or Word documents. And websites especially are kind of the best for screen readers because they're used to reading websites. So
Yeah, that's good information. Well, thank you very much.
yeah, thank you. Thanks for attending. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to email me. And I'm happy to meet with you and kind of walk you through some questions that you have on Google Sites.
I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Justin, any questions? Okay. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I'll go ahead and end the meeting. And please email me if something comes up or you're not sure how to do something on Google Sites. I'm happy to help you with that. And then just a reminder that link is in the chat for the presentation website. And within that presentation website, you'll find the template link to be able to copy your own and make your own based on the template that's been created.
Very awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming and have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.